All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this place again. Artificer stream intro. Usually the like intro screen or the waiting screen. That's not like specific to what I'm doing. I just kind of like cycle between them. But since I've just been doing Artificer a lot, I decided to pick the Artificer one. Like, might as well. I don't even have a waiting screen for every character. Like, I don't think I have one for Rivulet or for Saints. Or Hunter. Actually, I think I do have one for Hunter, but it's like lower quality than the rest of them because I didn't know how to record it when I made that one. So... Oh, I don't have the audio Hunter stream one. I've done a bunch of Hunter streams. What does that think about score running? Like, maybe it isn't too difficult. It's been a while. I've improved at the game. That my last attempts, and I never really followed like the real strategies. Like, maybe if I actually went and like learned the route, like an ideal strategy for a good score run, and like practice it for a while, maybe I could get something good. I don't know how much I care about Hunter. I also haven't done any Hunter speedruns at all. Maybe I'll think about that too. But they're very competitive. Well, that's not really a bad thing. It means I have a really good resource to learn from. Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot another thing. Damn. Splits. I actually went and made splits for this category. And the way these splits are set up, they're based on the best run that I've gotten so far, the one that made it to the Scav King. So basically, if I had been using splits during that run, this is what they would look like. And they're also set up such that the splits end right when the run would hit 20 minutes. So as long as I'm ahead of the splits, then I can get a sub 20 run. That's basically what it means. Hello, welcome to the stream. Let me know if the sound is good, because I'd always change it a little bit between streams. I forgot to do another thing. I'll do that in the gates if I get there. Yeah, that was the run that these splits are basically from. That was like the almost sub 20 run. And turns out it was actually not too hard to get a time better than that run. So I think that getting a sub 20 is pretty much guaranteed. Do you want to demask that? You don't even have enough karma. Okay. Well, this gives me time to set this thing up. So I've noticed that if I go to Task Manager and set the priority of Rain World higher, then it doesn't lag. What a surprise. But it still lags a little bit, but not as bad. And in regions like Garbage Wastes, it's pretty bad. It's probably a noticeable amount of lag. Although there's a difference between like the frame rate that I see and the frame rate of the stream, so maybe it's not really that noticeable. Wait, with Scav World? If I had to guess, that sounds like a mod that adds more scavengers. I think I'm good. Man, I'm basically already doing that. Whoa, hold up. That's a complicated message. $70 scavs? Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, you. Why are these guys so fast? Oh, well, when that happens. For whatever reason, when you're in water, you're more likely to do that, like, double jump thing. See, I can see that I'm behind. So that. By quite a bit, actually. Don't do it. Honestly, kind of surprised they missed. Okay, I should be saving a little bit of time here. This keeps going well. Oh, look at that red. No. That was greedy. Maybe I can't just run past this guy. Yeah, look at that red. Okay, dude. Funny how in industrial and chimney, you're probably more likely to lose the scavenger than to die, but both end up, both end in you having to restart the run. you just do that all the time? Where's the scavenger? There they are. Oh man, good reach. All the way up there. I mean, they probably would have hit me down anyway. I thought I heard something below me. I guess that was a sign. I was like, oh, the red is just down there. I don't need to worry. I forgot split. Now there's like a handful of runs that I reset because I forget to start the split. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like the top part of Pipe Yard is like more like industrial. But then the more you go down, the more it becomes like a filtration system. And then if you go close to shoreline, it becomes more like shoreline with those like underwater tunnels. So it's like neither of those areas are great, but they're also the majority of the region. And the only reason you ever stay in the top area is when moving between the Sky Islands and industrial, which is still sometimes useful. Sometimes that looks like I really don't know what I'm doing. I was watching a Spearmaster speedrun the other day, and they were talking about how good the world record speedrun is for Speedmaster. Hello, welcome to the stream. And so I went and watched the Spearmaster world record, which is like 57 something. Actually, like 57:56, I believe, is like the exact time. Which is kind of crazy, considering that every single other Spearmaster run on the leaderboards is like a few minutes over an hour. So they're like a good like 6 minutes ahead of world record, or what used to be world record. But also, I watched that run and I realized a few things. One, they are doing the challenge where you only use one spear the whole run to get a popcorn plant in the very beginning for food. Oh, really? I couldn't get the mask. Yeah, they only use one spear, which is kind of irrelevant in the second half of the run because you're holding a grapple worm and the pearl, so you can't even hold onto a spear anyway. But even then, in the beginning of the run and in a handful of situations later in the run, being able to use a spear is useful, right? Even if it's just picking up a spear on the floor just to do an extended slide or a throw boost, they didn't do that. They always use rocks. And I'm thinking, if that's the time that they got with that challenge, like how much better could you do with spears? And also, there were still mistakes. There were still like pretty significant time losses. Mostly, well, a lot of them were because of the spear challenge. If you are in a room, for example, that is pretty limited, like doesn't have much space, and you need to get to the other side of that room, then as Spearmaster, the easiest thing to do is to generate some spears and just throw them at the creature. You know, maybe you can even hit them and damage them enough so they run away, right? I'm so sorry, man. Right, that's the easy thing to do. Just create a spear. And just deal with the creature. And they never did that. They always waited for the creature to get out of the way somehow. I don't think I remember to reset my split. That's great. Okay, this is kind of just a bad start anyway. So they ended up in a lot of situations where you could have easily just created a spear and throw them at the creature, but they had to like bait them out of the room or wait for them to move out of the way or do something else, and that lost a lot of time throughout the run. Just not picking up spears to throw boost with created a handful of small time losses. In Pebbles and Moon, well, actually I don't know about Moon, but in Pebbles, you can generate spears and use them to throw boost in 0 gravity. And they never did that. They always tried to pick up rocks and stuff. Like I just saw so many little places to improve. And obviously the run is still really impressive. Like I couldn't do that run without some amount of practice. I did a handful of Spearmaster runs, but never really practiced the whole route. But I feel like I kind of want to try it now, you know. Maybe I won't be able to get a world record, but with being able to use spears already gives me an advantage. And also I feel like after running Artificer, like, you know, why not? Spearmaster can't be that much worse. And Spearmaster is a very long run. Like an hour. Or maybe 50 minutes if, in like an ideal scenario. Oh, wow. Nice shot, dude. But a big chunks of that run are in Pebbles and in Moon. And those are areas where you are pretty much in no danger at all. I forgot splits again. Of course, you can still make movement mistakes. You can there's like inspectors. You might run into problems with them. You might get hit by the zappers, you know. But it's much more consistent, something that you can learn to deal with, unlike creatures that are just chaos. Trailer song. This is Together. It's the one for the co-op trailer. The thing is that most of the areas or most of the run that's in like Underhang or Precipice is all grapple war movement. And there are some scenarios where creatures can be a problem, but I feel like the better you are at grapple war movements, the less you have to deal with creatures, right? If there's a point where you can just go fast enough where you just ignore everything. I think that might be kind of fun actually, to just try to like improve movement enough to run past everything very easily. It's still not going to be like completely easy. Like there's still creatures that are going to be a problem. They're going to block pipes and the vultures that will snipe you out of the sky. Nice attempt. I think it's something that can be improved, you know? It's not just like complete RNG. And also, I don't have a Spearmaster run. Well, I did get one run. I think it was like an hour and 9 minutes. I don't remember completely, but that was when I was having a lot of issues with my internet. So the stream has a bunch of random cuts in it. I don't think I can upload that. I don't think that run would get verified just because of how much lag there is. And some chunks of gameplay just are completely deleted. They just don't exist. So it would be nice to have a Spearmaster run, but it also would be nice to maybe get a sub-hour run. Because I know that's definitely possible. Sub 50 though, that sounds kind of ridiculous. Like, there were definitely some times in the run that I watched where they lost at least like a minute or two to just waiting around for creatures and such. But like they would have to save like 8 minutes from that run, which is already like pretty good everywhere else. That's a lot of time. They didn't go through Unfortunate Development. I thought that maybe Unfortunate Development would be the fastest way to get through Pebbles. But they didn't. I don't know if that's because they actually went and checked and found out that it isn't optimal, or if they just never wanted to because it's dangerous. But maybe I'll want to look into that. It's technically faster. So it might save time, but it's almost like negligible. It's a small amount. And it's not worth the risk. I mean, you see what I'm doing right now? There's a lot of risks in this run that probably aren't worth it, but I'm still doing. And also, it's Spearmaster, which has the least rots compared to every other. There is still like a decent amount in the upper regions of Unfortunate Development. And some of the runs in the middle are still pretty bad. It's not like awful. Is it just a lot of RNG? I mean, I always think of Unfortunate Development as like the shortcut. You know, if you want to get through Pebbles fast, that's the risk you have to take. But maybe it really doesn't save too much time, especially if you're familiar with the alternate route. That's actually like my main issue with Unfortunate Developments. Like, I don't even think the platforming is like that difficult in a lot of areas. But it's just like there's a chance of a DLL just being in your way off screen and you can't react to it at all. Just floating up the screen and then DLL and then you're dead, you know. So I guess there's a, but also you're going down. No. It's all, the whole thing is low gravity, right? And so your master's time, the gravity doesn't switch. So you have to like slowly float down. You can't just fall very quickly. I'm also really curious about Moon, because when I ran Spearmaster, my strategy was to shelter right before Moon, and then leave the grapple worm in the shelter. And then I would go through Moon while the gravity is flipping, just on my own. Which when I saw from their run, they don't shelter, and they just go through with the grapple worm, so that when either the gravity keeps slipping, or eventually the cycle ends and the gravity just becomes normal permanently. At which point you have to rely a bit more on the grapple worm to move around. I don't know which option is faster, because I mean I see everyone do the run with the grapple worm, but I feel like sometimes the low gravity, or sometimes like yeah, low gravity can help you just by like letting you like fly through a room. And movement, like normal gravity movement with a grapple worm in Moon is like really awkward. It's faster. Okay, there's dropping in here. And when they do that. I guess I'd have to learn that kind of movement too. I'm gonna need extra. Oh, that sucks. This is cool looking there. Better not. Oh, that was an awful shot. I think they got hit by the other vulture. That wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. I'm always scared of when a vulture tries to grab some creature, but if they accidentally like grab me instead, just because I get in the way. But surely that can happen, right? Average chimney, yep. Apparently this was fast. I don't know what happened last time. Cause there was like still some mistakes, right? I didn't make it up with that jump on the first time the King Vulture got in the way. Even if I'm not able to get world record, or if I don't want to spend too much time on what might be a really difficult run. Actually, I know it's a very difficult run. I don't know how hard it is to pull off the strategies that you need for like a sub-hour run. Or even a run that's closer to like 50 minutes. But I would like to have a Spearmaster run, at least. I just don't at the moment, and there's not really many Spearmaster runs in general. Excuse me. So I have a handful of new strategies for this room, actually. I actually decided to go and like go into these rooms, do like practice runs of them, just to get better at the movement. You can do that there. I think it's probably a little bit better. Don't do that. Nice. So I learned something, that jump, or that set of movement that I do to climb up the left side of that room. I learned that it changes depending on which side you enter, or which direction you were walking before you grab onto the pole. It actually changes the direction that you spin when you do a double jump. So when you walk to the left, you will spin in one direction, and if you walk to the right, then you will spin in the other direction. And this is really important when you're trying to throw spears into walls and grab onto them. Because you can either be facing the wall or facing away from the wall, depending on how you spin. So I learned that if you walk to the left and then grab the pole, you spin in a better direction to do that movement. And I also found out that you can just do an up spear on part of the ceiling there, and that's like easier. Something I really should have done a lot earlier to figure out the best way to do that movement. Don't snipe me from downtown. Okay, I'll take it. Because I created these splits from literally a single run, you're gonna see a lot of gold splits, because if I am ever better than that one run, then it's a gold split. It's not like I have a bunch of different runs to compare against. Because if you don't know, the gold split is, if I get a gold split, it means that's the fastest I've ever done that segment, regardless of my pace overall. Hello. This isn't random fate. Imagine a scavenger climbing all the way up here in that short amount of time. Or Echo. Never even see him. Oh, split late. It was still save time. That should be like a minus 33. I'll take that. King Vulture, this room. Oh, really? Please don't. Usually you don't take fall damage today. Maybe I messed up the roll counts. Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, come on. I don't have any spears. There's so many of them. Wow, that was kind of bad, but also I'm very lucky. Please. Do you not see me? We both had a skill issue right there. This is actually really bad right now. I need a lot of jumps in this room. Centipedes always win. Just drop the mask. I don't think there's any lizards from here on out, though. Get that drop quick. And he chases you down, too. He's very hungry. Oh, come on. Why'd I do that? I'm gonna do this. I don't know if it's better. It usually helps. Not many spears. Oh shoot. I really like an extra, and of course he jumps over there. Shoot. Yeah. Oh man, that was. I didn't prepare correctly for that fight. And then, like, once he jumps away, he can pick up all the spears he wants and totally has an advantage over you. I think that the double grenade helped out, right? It seemed like it did. Because with 2 grenades you can kind of cover a much larger area. And almost get rid of, like, almost clear out the whole room. Yeah, I think what I did there would have worked out fine. Well, it did work out fine. Like, I got past the room. So I guess if I can get a grenade earlier, then I don't have to spend as much time creating those grenades there. Man. The problem that I had with the Scav King is that I really wanted to just like rush forward. But the distribution of spears in that room is random, right? So I got to the area. Usually I like to pick up spears there and then throw them over to the right below where the Scav King is to kind of create a little stockpile of spears for the fight. But I couldn't find enough spears. And then I was thinking, like, do I just keep running forward and start the fight, or do I like go back and look for spears, you know? And I just wanted to, I didn't want to just stand there for a long time looking for spears when I was already like quite far ahead in the room. I basically would have had to go back, pick up a bunch of spears and throw them back, and I feel like it would have taken a lot of time. But I just risked going forward with the 2 spears that I had, but of course that's not really enough because I had to bring 1 spear up to the top, and then that went flying away, so I really only had 1 spear for that fight. Usually I like to have like 3 or 4. But I guess that's a reminder that I should try to get a grenade earlier. Man, no vultures? Oh, just kidding. Nope. Okay, I'm just annoyed by that. I can totally replicate that though. I think I can get back there. That was my mistake. I just wasn't prepared. Hope you guys are enjoying the 7th Artificer speedrun stream. Very good at making very diverse content. Remember that that run still had mistakes in it earlier, like all the movement problems in Chimney. I really don't think that getting the time that I want is gonna be the problem. It's about finishing the run. Maybe that's obvious. You guys already know that, right? Like, of course, I can probably be fast enough. I've like practiced the route. I've done like runs without creatures, and I know that I'm able to get to the end in this amount of time. Oh, there's a mask right there. Isn't that convenient? Thank you, game. And the difficulty throughout these streams has been actually finishing a run. I mean, you know, there's ways to kill the Scav King consistently. There's that strategy of just like literally stab every single spear into a wall or get rid of them in some way. So then they just have no way of fighting you. But of course then that takes like several minutes to set up. Not viable in a speedrun. I hope that anyone who is ever maybe interested in speedrunning, that they don't set their expectations this high. that you have to do, if you want to speedrun Artificer, you must do this strategy. That's like not realistic at all. If you want to spend a lot of time on Artificer and you think that you're able to do this and that you have the time for it and a lot of things, here, go ahead. I mean, I can't stop you. But also, I don't want someone who might be interested in running the game for the first time to be discouraged because it seems too difficult, because you can totally take this way slower. I don't like using grenades in the Scav King fight because they usually knock him back really far. So he gets launched to either end of the room, and it's on either end of the room where there's a bunch of spears. So he usually just picks a bunch of spears, and I think the ideal way to fight him is just to kind of stun lock him with parries in the middle of the room where he doesn't have any weapons and he can't fight back. And that's the strategy that I've been trying to do, and I've failed at both times. The first time, the first run I really should have finished that run. It was like kind of jank the way that I died that time. Because in that fight, he still had armor on, but I didn't hit the armor, I hit him, and because the spear was now stuck in him, he pulled out the spear and immediately stabbed me with it. So had it hit the armor and like the spear flew away, like it usually does, I would have been able to actually kept doing damage like normal. The fight that I just did now, a few runs ago, that was totally my mistake for trying to rush through it. Whoops, can't do that. Also, stun locking with spears doesn't work. You can't stun lock him. I mean, maybe it will work sometimes, but you never know when he's just going to randomly just like kill you out of nowhere. So usually I try to keep him stunned with a parry. While only ever using one spear at a time. If there's like too many spears laying around, you can easily pick one up and throw it at you. I mean, people offer new strategies all the time, and I don't know how seriously I should take it. Someone showed me like, I have a strategy for the Scav King, and I used it and it was pretty easy. You know, the fight was not bad. I don't know if that person has spent like an hour grinding out Scav King just for practice in a speedrun and realizing just how inconsistent the fight is. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my part. But even you might find a strategy that works for like 5 attempts in a row, and then it just completely fails for the next like 10 attempts, and it's like, well, that strategy is not worth it anymore because it's obvious that it's not consistent. Use Vulture Go. Thank you for that. Yeah, just wait for Vulture to show up and they'll easily kill the Scav King. Excuse me. Are they? Do they not see the mask, or did they lose mask fear? I still don't know what to call that. This is gonna be a lot faster. Help get King Vultured. Is that a King Vulture laser that I just saw? Yes. Okay, there's a problem with that. You can like do this. I know about this. But for whatever reason, sometimes it's inconsistent. I don't know why. There's often times where I try to do this, where I double jump up next to a wall, and I just like, I mess it up somehow. And I don't like when that happens. Maybe if I practice it, it would work. It feels inconsistent. Maybe if you're not like directly right next to the wall, then it doesn't work. Or if you're not just holding upwards. But I do make use of that tech a few times. Like right here, I actually do it. I think I'd like to hold on to a rock. Has movement tech gone too far? I like to hold on to a rock by the time I make it to the next shelter, which is unlikely because I'll probably like be fighting scavengers. I'll have like a spear or something. Is it about to rain? That'd actually be really nice. The cycles actually, or not cycles. What am I saying? Some parts of run are easier. That was a huge blunder. Yeah, fastball climbing on controller is very difficult. A while back, I did some casual runs on controller. And I usually play on keyboard. Usually, as in like pretty much every single game that I play is on keyboard. And I was able to learn how to do extended instant hops a lot faster than I could fastball climb. Actually, I found that doing extended instant hops might actually be easier on controller compared to the fact that I was struggling with most other movement tech that I was doing. This is why I think it's nice when it's raining, because this white lizard will clear out this tunnel. If there's a scavenger in there, they will push it out of the way or grab it or something. Usually there's not even scavengers here anyway. I guess they go to sleep. This is kind of slow. So just swallow that now. Now I have a grenade for later. Are you playing on Switch? Unlucky. These overseers are gonna kill me. Maybe they did. It's absolutely possible to do Artie in one cycle. I don't think they went through the, well, the one that I saw, they didn't go through the leg. They just went, they took the same route that I'm taking, except when they get to the wall, they go to underhang instead of going up, and they enter pebbles from below. And at that point, rain can no longer be a problem. Rain is not doesn't do anything in pebbles, and then by the time you exit pebbles, you're at the top where there's no rain either. Say within Metropolis. I don't think it really makes a new category. And I guess it kind of does, because the entire second half of the run is pretty much completely different. Because you go through pebbles, then you go backwards through the wall, and then by the time you get to Metropolis, it's like night, you know? So you're dealing with nighttime spawns. But I think it's kind of strange to make a category based around doing the same run as another category, but with one change. I guess that isn't too strange, right? For like Survivor, there's like store or any percent, right? Where you just go down to the depths and then skip Guardians. And there's Pebbles percent where you go up to Pebbles first, and then there's Intended percent where you go all over the place. So I guess, you know, there are a lot of different ways to do one category. But for Artificer, it's mostly the same thing. Because it's like going up the wall is pretty much the same thing, and then going through the Metropolis is almost the same. Something's going on up there. It's probably a red centipede. Thank you. Even if I got a vulture mask, they would have been blocking the way. Fast rolls are technically controller exclusive. Wow, okay. Very, very efficient vultures right there. All the strategies that I came up with for like how to get a vulture mask quickly. Oh, this song is late. But all the strategies that I came up for getting a vulture mask, we're kind of hoping that vultures would be consistent. Like surely if I'm standing in the same position, a vulture will approach me in the same way every time, but that's just not true at all. Sometimes they like fly above you and they just hang out there for a while before dropping down. Sometimes they fly down right above your head. Sometimes they fly like drop onto your face. Sometimes they fly like to the side of you and stay over there for a while. And then it's a completely different story with the king vulture, you know. Wow, that actually worked. Thought I died to red lizard. Apparently not. Oh, I hate when that happens. I don't hate when that happens. I'm like a little bit annoyed when that happens. Okay, this is actually a little bit slow in general. Yeah. A little bit slow. Yeah, excuse me. Not yours either. Creatures aren't very nice today. As in, well, actually all the time, really. Not really their fault though. They're just hungry. Okay, that's why I don't jump there. What's going on in here? A little piece move, by the way. Somehow I got flipped backwards in that interaction. Why am I suddenly moving slower? Alright, this is actually really slow. I don't know why. I guess I've just kind of been making mistakes here and there that add up. It's nice that I have splits now to quantify just how many mistakes I'm making. Wow, you really sucked in that segment. I love how close that is to the top of the screen, so you can barely see if there's a vulture there. I mean, I knew there's a vulture there, but like, how close are they? How many king vultures are there in this region anyway? Like 5? If he actually hit that shot, thank you for that. Whole run has been very mediocre. I know that can be like quite far ahead at the split. I guess I'm like the last run that, or the first run that made it to the Scav King, like I thought that was a really good run, and if I'm matching those splits, then I guess this is a good run too, right? Hello, lizard. That was a mistake. Slowed them down, so it took longer for them to move out of the way. That blue lizard kind of synced with the music there. Up here? Or down here? I guess both of those. Down here compared to the other scavengers on the wall, but also up here, like if they made it from the bottom of the, like from chimney 2, like they came up here too. How that king vulture. Okay, I don't think I should do that jump because I need like 3 jumps in this room. It's probably better to like save all of them. See, now I can't do this jump here. Well, maybe that's not too bad. Damager check. Okay, well, there's the risk of them just going down. Well, yeah, there you go. I'm taming him. I didn't get a rock. I can get a rock later. I think that was fast enough to kind of make up for some of the time losses earlier. What's that? Oh, breakfast. He gave me a spear. Thank you. It's a bit quiet. There you go. didn't want to drop the spear. I kind of feel there's a strange feeling when there's like no creatures at all. Like why did I get this now, you know? It's also a reminder that you can be lucky. Like there are scenarios where there are just no scavengers here. Despite every single other time I go to the wall and there's like 20 scavengers there. Like that. This song is a bit late. So just like by a minute. There's a rock. Thank you. One of the few times where a scav entering your shelter is actually a good thing. I guess this song kind of works here. I think it's like the lizards can see backwards. So it works that time. Oops. I like how scavengers holes just kind of become decoration in this area. I mean, they're always, well, usually they're kind of like a barrier. Like, this is a scavenge hole, usually you would be able to pay to get past it, but you're already, so you just have to, like, brute force it, you know? But in Metropolis, there's just sort of holes everywhere. Some of them are, like, actually holes, when, like, scavengers will gather around them. But most of the time, they're just there in the background to look cool, I guess. that a king vulture in this room? Go down, please. I don't like you. Just like rammed into him. There's something really nice about seeing a scavenger that doesn't have a spear. Like, they're just hanging out, you know? They can't, well, they probably really want to hurt you, but they can't. That was gonna lead scavenger, I could have died for that. Oh, that's a wall. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Thank you. And this is really funny. You really can't just like run right into them. They won't be dangerous at all. No. Someday. I think with like a handful of the new strategies I'm using, it's a little bit more consistent to actually get to Metropolis. Or I guess the top of the wall is kind of the main like checkpoint. And anything past that point is just kind of RNG. And not completely, like, there's situations that are worse than others that you might get by random chance. Usually, you know, the more skilled you are, like the easier it is to deal with, you know. It's not like the outcome of the run is completely like randomized at that point, but the difficulty of it definitely is, and especially in a game as volatile as this one extra scavenger in a room can be the end of a run if they just decide to snipe you. Goodbye. I definitely could have hit him at some point. Man, okay, that would have been fine if he didn't, like, just become a brick. Why did they do that? There are scenarios where there's, like, a bunch of scavengers in a room and it looks like a big pain, but you just, like, run past all of them, and they're not really big time loss at all. But, you know, if there weren't a bunch of scavengers there, you wouldn't have to worry about anything. Part 7. Yep. Honestly, back when I was running rivulets, I expected something like this. Like, I finished that run way sooner than I thought I would. Welcome to the stream, also. Got a few good runs today. That's a lie. Technically, I haven't gotten a good run in any of these attempts, but like some good attempts. Team vulture. No, multiple vultures. Yeah, make sure to like sit on the. Yep. I think both of them are demasked. Because the funny thing that happened with the Rivulet streams is the first one I only did a few attempts until at some point I decided just to practice runs, and then the very next stream I got the attempt, you know, I finished the run. I feel like I kind of like hyped that up a little bit, maybe. It was like I'm gonna get the perfect run, and then I finished the run. It was like, well, that's it. But that run is definitely improvable. Like I could probably go back to Rivulet if I wanted to and get a better run. And maybe that would take a similar number of attempts as this would. Also, a funny thing about doing this is the more attempts you do, the better you get, right? So the goals that you set at the beginning are going to become easy at some point. Because initially I was like, alright, I just want to time around 21 minutes, you know? Like that would be pretty good, right? And then eventually I found out that it's possible to get sub 20, and now that's just the goal. Like, I'm just going to try to get sub 20. But not really because the run is any harder. It's because I've gotten better and it's just like easier to get that kind of time. Yeah, this is just not a... Also, welcome everyone who's just shown up out of nowhere for some reason. Welcome to the stream. It might be kind of boring for a while. Actually, starting a run is very difficult, but then once you actually get it going, it's not too bad to make some progress. That would have hit if I wasn't looking backwards for some reason. I don't like you. You know that, Vulture? I'm not a fan. But if this red lizard would like to demask this guy, yeah. It was kind of boring for the past 18 hours. Are you talking about something else or are you talking about these runs? Because you're definitely right. That's what you mean. Or like just today. I left garbage to waste like twice. Yeah, that just happens sometimes. I mean, there's like a difference between doing these streams to like achieve some sort of goal, like to do a speedrun, or to do these streams to be entertaining, to try to be interesting in some way. Usually that's what I try to achieve in like most of the other streams that I do, where I come up with some sort of idea, thing that I'm gonna do. And even if it's a speedrun, it's usually not too bad because if I'm just doing a speedrun for the first time, then I don't have high expectations. So it doesn't end up like this. But now that I have this goal, it's like I'm going to do streams until I finish this run with some specific goal in mind. You know, however long it takes or however difficult the run is and how long that takes, you know, that's just how the streams are going to be, you know. Some like streamers are just like this. They just like do speedruns, that's their thing. And so you go into the streams expecting to see this. And maybe the speedrun they're doing is more interesting than Artificer, where they actually get attempts often. Or maybe they actually are like interesting to watch. I wasn't looking at the screen this whole room, by the way. I definitely am interested in getting back into anything more interesting than this. Although, I also want to do speedruns. I don't know. Like, I kind of feel motivated to try Spearmaster speedruns, Gourmand speedruns maybe. I also was looking into River the Pilgrimage percent. I don't know, I guess I kind of don't know what to do with this channel, just overall. So I guess I never really intended to be like a speedrunner. Like I played Downpour when it came out. I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. Maybe I want to speedrun this. I think it was Rivulit's story percent that kind of actually got me invested in speedrunning. Because literally the first stream that I did of Rivulit's story percent, that was just an experiment. Like, I'm just going to try this new category. I got world record on that stream. It was like a high 30 something. So it wasn't as crazy as the runs that I've gotten today. I guess it's more recently. But I was like, oh shoot, I can actually get world records. Like, I didn't really expect that. I guess that's not really surprising, because Downpour is very underdeveloped. Like, there's only a handful of categories that have really good runs in them. Of course, if I try to do speedruns in vanilla Rain World, that'd be a lot more difficult. I mean, I like to know what you guys think. Like, are you fine with me just doing a bunch of speedruns? Or would you like to see other interesting ideas? I don't even know, like, what else do I stream? Like, weird challenges. Mods, sometimes I play mods, but I haven't really seen that many mods recently that have interested me. This guy isn't a problem. He was a problem. What am I doing? Oh, nice one. I love when that happens. Love when that happens. Actually, like, for real this time. But red lizard. No. Well, if anything, the Geometry Dash update is probably going to come out sometime in the next, like, at least 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. Who knows when that's actually releasing? It might be, like, the end of November. But I think I'm going to stream that. Because it's something that I've, like, been following for a long time, so I might as well stream it, too. So if you're looking forward to something that isn't Artificer Story Percents, that will probably happen. I hope I'm not still doing this by the time that comes around. Silk Song. Here's a funny joke. I actually was thinking about when I started streaming. Well, actually I started streaming like 5 times, but specifically Rain World. I was thinking I'll just play Rain World for now. But then when Silk Song comes out, I'll branch off into like variety content. So that's why we're still waiting. That's not true. But a lot of the games that I was waiting for, that I was kind of interested in streaming, to kind of add more variety, you know, those games ended up not being that interesting. And I'm a little bit stuck. Like I'm just like a Rain World channel, right? Everyone here knows about Rain World. So I don't know how easy it'll be to like branch off into random other games, even though that's kind of what I wanted to do from the beginning. Wow, look at these poor scavengers. Deserved, honestly. Oh, thank you. Pendulum moment. I also realized that YouTube videos help a lot. I think the part of the reason why I was able to get a kind of little bit of a head start in streaming was because of two of the videos that I made that kind of blew up. At least relative to the size of the channel. How many creatures are there? What is this? If anything, people who watch those videos were probably more likely to be recommended the streams. Even if they didn't like check out the other things going on my channel. So if I probably continue to make videos, those are more likely to have like a wider reach than these streams. So who wants to watch like a 3-hour unedited stream of someone doing the same thing over and over again? Uh-huh. There's actually been like 20 lizards in this one region. What is up with that? What am I even talking about? You guys seem very interested in talking about whatever else is going on, so I'll be quiet. I guess this might be a good run too. Spitter spider. You suck. I knew that was gonna happen. For some reason the white lizards in this room like to do that. Even if they see your, well, I guess they don't see your mask, that's why they do that. I almost fell. I think this is lantern mice, or something like that. Yeah, lantern mice. Goodbye, scavenger. Oh, this is a little bit close. This might actually be a good cycle. If it starts raining by the time I get to the top. So that the lizards. Oh, thank you. You better not be aggressive. Here, dropping speed boost. I think that dropping actually pushed me forward faster than normal. New meta. As long as it doesn't actually start raining while I'm still here. Okay, we're good. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Just barely not make that jump, but you probably could. It's gonna go this way. I'm confident that there will be no scavengers. Okay, suddenly this run is a lot better. That's about as bad as it could have been. I have a personal dislike of you as a person. Oh my gosh, they sniped me from all the way over there. Wow, big difference. Anything? Any rocks? No? Oh, great. Oh shoot. Oh my gosh. Why do you guys have to do this to me? I'm just a little guy. Oh my gosh. Everything's falling apart. Imprisonment. Please. Probably just throw it at them sooner. Thank you. I just lost a bunch of time. I thought there was a spear up here, so I threw the rock away. I did do a horizontal jump there. Gonna be a droplet here, an annoying spot. No. I wasn't looking. Don't do that. Why are you here? Oh, that I wanted an extra rock there. I feel like it's dangerous to be standing here. Damn, I've gotten there like 3 times. Welcome to the rest of the stream where I'll be stuck in garbage waste. I hope you enjoyed what happened earlier. Did I swear? I don't feel like I did. Thank you, green lizard. You know, that green lizard right there is probably the creature that we see the most in this run. They're always there at the beginning of every, well, unless you count like the dead scavengers at the beginning. Otherwise, the green lizard is the one that's consistent. How long has it been since I practiced the tool in the final fight? Literally today. Like this morning. I did some practice. See, that's can you guys just do that all the time? Make everyone's life so much easier. Like I only have to stab you once in the head. And granted, you don't get any food, but you know, there's plenty of other things. There's a green lizard like one room over you can easily grab instead. And I get to just get out of there with a mask. Actually, if you think about it, if the vulture kills me, then I'll have to reset the save file and erase them from existence permanently. So, it's in the vulture's best interest to let me live. There's like a psychological horror story about NPCs getting stuck in a game after the save file has been deleted. Actually, there's like a video about that, right? Of that very concept. This might be a gold split. No. Yeah, I added splits. Just now noticed. Wow, that was a really bad attempt. By the vulture, I mean. Like, they barely got close to grabbing me. What are you throwing at? Go down. I love how even if that room is filled with scavengers, you can still usually get past it without getting hit. Oh my gosh. This is another trailer song. Oh, I always mess up that jump. Hello. Excuse me? Hello? No, we're not gonna allow that, alright? How about you never do that again? What? They can do that? I guess they don't really have a hard-coded limit on the angle they can throw. It's just a region that they can target you. Now it's just so close to them. That's how the angle ended up. Don't do it. You. Okay, this is what the kind of shimmy that I'm expecting. This run feels really good, but I'm like still not getting gold splits. Like, damn, I guess I was really good in those previous runs then. Like, I'm constantly saving time, but I'm also constantly just being like a few seconds short of the gold split. I feel like this is really lucky so far. Region? The whole region. Like, alright, we're just gonna go build a supercomputer now. Oh shoot, actually, cycle time? This might be a problem. Actually. Like, this could potentially slow me down in next, or the room after next room. Nice visual bug down there. Oh, okay. I guess it's not that bad. Maybe that was like just before the rain pushed down. Whoops. Is this the song? You're a little bit early. It's actually just making a prediction that I will make it there. That's right. So thank you, playlist. As if this means anything. Ah yeah, it means elite scavengers. It means electric spear. It would have actually probably been faster to grab a rock right there to turn it into a grenade. But am I really gonna pass up the opportunity to Had an electric spear? Like, come on. I'm just gonna throw this at a scavenger and then leave it behind. Now I need to find a rock for next cycle. But it's actually not really that useful. Well, of course it's not really that useful. I'm not gonna be carrying around with me. Seems like I'm able to get out of garbage rates more consistently. That's a really funny joke. Thanks for that. Can you imagine that? Can you add a garbage rates consistently? Oh, what the hell? Oh. I was so prepared for like a trick shot from that guy. Also, no rock, no grenade. Stop playing Rand World now, I feel happier. That's probably a good idea. He's still alive. He's still alive. Imagine being like crippled, like you've just been stabbed through the chest and like you're bleeding out, like everything hurts, and you still have enough strength to throw a spear full strength into this guy that just tried to kill you. Hey, I got the mask. Wow, you really can't parry your way out of this? I'm still here. It's been like a week. I guess longer than a week, actually. Imagine like sitting here. I mean, I don't have to imagine. I'm literally sitting here, but you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start speedrunning Artificer. It's gonna be great. And then you time travel like a week into the future, and you're still here doing the same exact thing. Ah, this is a nice song. No, I'm still determined to finish this. There were like at least 2 opportunities so far to have at least like finished a run. Where it's like a handful of decisions away from actually getting to the end. So there's like several alternate, well, I guess infinite number of alternate universes where I have finished a run. If you want to think like that. It's just kind of like I'm saying that it's taking a long time. Like when you start something difficult, you might think, okay, this is gonna take a while. Maybe like, you know, maybe a few days, maybe a week at max. You know, I'll probably have it finished by then. But I do have experience with this sort of thing, this journey of I'm going to do this thing that is very difficult. I'm going to keep doing attempts until I actually achieve that. Oh, this is slow. Why is this so slow? That's really slow. What? No. I'm offended. Also, it's very convenient to not have to come up with a unique idea for a stream every time, and to not have to create a new thumbnail every time. I don't have to worry about that at all. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to be speedrunning Artificer. What's the thumbnail? The same one as last time. Throwing on purpose, throwing for content. Yeah, I would have easily defeated the Scav King. Like, if I was an actual real speedrunner, I would have practiced that fight. Get it consistent. Oh, I'm dead. If I had to pick a random creature to eat, it'd probably go with the yeet. Are you a scavenger? Actual scavenger in my chat right now. The urge to hunt eeks. Alright, Best Buy. What? No, there was a chance. I'd already lost a little bit of time trying to get the mask, so I just went for it. New category idea. Oh, Safari speedrun? I don't know, I thought about that occasionally. But you pretty much need to be limited between moving around in a single region. You can't go through gates. And also, controlling creatures is really awkward. Like, they're not really that fun to control. Especially if you're trying to go fast. If someone wants to make a mod that lets you go through regions in Safari mode, that'd be sick, but it might be really complicated. Or just maybe. Yeah, you tell them where to go in a fancy way. That's a good way to describe it. Because of course, creatures were designed, well, without the idea of you controlling them. They basically just have a destination and some paths to follow to get there, right? And then their AI does the rest, controlling their body in a way to actually get them over to that location. Whereas slug cats, you hold left to go to left, you hold right to go right, you jump, you press the jump button and you jump, you know? It works in a completely different way. Hey, hitting song. One of these spears will hit. No, they don't hit. Isn't there a modded character that lets you control creatures in the normal game, like the same way that you do in Safari? Maybe you could like use that in a way to do a speedrun. I don't know if it lets you like carry karma over. Actually, I have no idea how the character works at all. It's glitchy. Really? That totally should have hit. That's too slow. I think it's actually an improvement over Safari. Well, then it isn't the same as Safari movement, so that'd just be like an advantage. I think the last song that just played was actually a curse that kept me trapped in garbage wastes. You cannot leave garbage waste while this song is playing. What is this song? I don't know. It probably plays in Outer Expanse. Or maybe one of the endings? Like Spearmaster ending, perhaps? This is phasing. This is not a Downpour song, so I have no idea. Or is this like in Sky? I don't know. Doesn't this sound like an Outer Expanse song though? bonus track, so unused in game. Speaking of. Oh, that party. Sorry, dude. The obvious option, of course, doesn't work. Thank you. The song is so loud. I feel like I remember someone complaining about this song because it doesn't fit with Rain World at all. It's like way too intense. Or was that action scene? Another song that only plays in arena mode. That's even the right name of the song. Kind of accept my fate at that point, like to go through the process of like trying to like bait that red lizard somewhere else. It would take too long. It's not even worth it. It was you. Did I? Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this anyway. Sentient playlist. I played this song myself. It's not even on the playlist. At least I don't think it is. Hello, scavenger. It is not on the playlist. Okay, maybe there's a chance. No, there isn't. Wasn't that other song Polybius? Is that how you say it? I was supposed to play when you're like trapped in a room with DLLs. Although I don't even know how that works. Like you'd enter from like a one-way and then I guess it would just play somewhere in unfortunate development maybe. Grab challenge? Like for challenge mode? That'd be like more recent though. guess you mean that's just how they were thinking of using the song? Where's the scavenger? Hello? No scavenger. Oh, right. This isn't the playlist, so it's not gonna keep going. It's funny how, as Spearmaster, you can hang out in Moonstructure as long as you want. You can spend like 10,000 cycles in there, and it will never collapse. Yeah, that'd be really complicated. And also, it would suck to like just cut off part of the game. Like, if you never return here, you probably wouldn't be able to finish the main like quest line. Quest line, really? Rain Road? It almost worked. Did it almost work? It definitely did not almost work. Isn't there actually like a amount of cycles between certain events somewhere in the game? And like, was it for Spearmaster? Like, I totally forget where this is from. But there's some line of dialogue in the game that's like some amount of cycles since this event. The very purple scavenger down there. Oh, that definitely should have worked. Oh, no, I'm dead. Sure are a lot of broadcasts. Whoa, okay, I just discovered something. Okay, there's a few mentions of like a specific number of cycles, but I'm like reading them in between attempts. Yeah, I honestly I don't even know what you guys are talking about at all. Usually, it's fine if you talk about something unrelated. I mean, like, what do you mean it's like on topic anyway? Like, if you're just talking about Rain World, there's only so much, you know? Like, you guys can go ahead and talk about whatever, but honestly, if it's something that I'm not very familiar with, then I'm probably just not going to join in the conversation at all. I feel like that scavenger still wanted to throw a spear at me. I think that was it's been confirmed. They didn't want to throw a spear at me. Live broadcast equipment manifest. Wide area equipment failures are approaching unsafe thresholds. Estimated time to installation failure is at 90 plus cycles. Module advises immediate repairs within the next 30 cycles. That's probably somewhere. Oh, that's in drainage system. I guess that does make sense, right? Because drainage system is functional, or the water is moving around at least for Speedmaster and Artificer, but and maybe for 100 too, and then not in the next cycles. But that doesn't really say anything. That's basically just saying you should probably repair this within the next 30 cycles, which means that's actually maybe not too long. And there's another mention, I'll read that next attempt. And then the game thinks and then the game decides that I'd finish the run this attempt because then I'll never have a next attempt to read that thing. Wouldn't that be a funny game? That'd be hilarious, right? Never mind. What is this other one? Okay, this actually doesn't really say anything. The other mention of cycles. I feel like I remember something else. I don't know if I can read through all of these. Well, okay, I didn't see anything else. Use a different stream thumbnail. This stream's thumbnail is actually from an attempt I did off stream. I made it to Metropolis, and in the very first room, that really long one, that long corridor, there's a scavenger at the end of it, right past the screen transition. So I moved to the next screen and immediately died to that scavenger. It's really cool. Most fair scav. I mean, he did wait for me to enter the screen. So I did not die until I actually saw him. But then, I don't think there were enough frames for anyone to react. Oh, okay. still have yet to get out of garbage waste. So no, I'm not yet consistent. This is just how it is. Memory Crypts Pro? I think it's like on top of one of the like on top of something, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally making that up. Oh right, I remember that. Yeah, Qualia. Which is a really cool thing to like have in a pearl. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, sorry about that. You can have that. I'm just trying to get out of here with the mask. Thank you. Just kidding, Red Lizard. We're moving. No, don't be a problem, Spicators. They were a problem. They didn't see the mask for a while. Like, who knows how age actually works in Rain World? There was a theory that potentially the reasons why the ancients suffered so much and why they wanted to escape the cycle is because of the possibility of continually aging, becoming old to the point where you are very likely to die, and then repeatedly dying, reincarnating because of the cycle, but still being at an old age, so you die again very quickly, and then that just repeats actually forever. And they were so afraid of that possibility of actually like going through that experience that they never wanted, or that they really wanted to get out while they still could, even if they hadn't reached old age yet. And age definitely seems like a thing. Like there's centipedes who come in a lot of different sizes, probably based on their age. You know, the older they are, the more they grow. There's slug pups, which are like proof, right? Slug pups exist, and they grow up into what we see here. Unless maybe before you die of old age, you like return back in time, you know? But then once you reach old age and you die then it's like a full like reset where you go back to maybe reincarnate as another creature or as like a younger version of yourself. So it kind of repeats like that. Average chimney canopy. Complete with scavengers stealing your karma flower. Not the worst you've seen? Yeah, if you ever play with the hunted burden and chimney, it just gets awful. Every single creature in the region grouping up into that one room. I mean, we definitely know that the cycles are like sleeping in a shelter. I need that. I'm kind of bothered by the fact that Downpour adds a day-night cycle. Well, it's not really a cycle, it just becomes night eventually. Like before that, the duration of a cycle was like super ambiguous, but now we know that it's probably attached to days. I mean, we still don't know like how long you sleep for, right? Maybe you shelter and then you stay asleep for several days. Or maybe just wake up in the morning, right? Well, then days would be super short, like only like 20 minutes. So maybe that's just like the period of the day where it's not raining. Or maybe you just wake up at some random time when it's not raining between like many different days, you know? But now we know that it has something to do with like day-night cycle, right? I don't know if that's like nice to have more information or if it's like strange that there's an answer at all. Really, that didn't demask them? You literally have a spear sticking out of your head. Oh, thank you. Honestly, like, it kind of doesn't even make sense because the moon stays in the exact same position all the time, right? Same with the stars, right? You can stare at those as long as you want for like several hours. They will never move. Which means I think you can, well, is that important? Like, in another game where you can see the stars and the moon in the background, would they go through the effort of making them move through the sky? I don't know if that's like a development thing where it's like, why would we bother making them move even if it be like a tiny imperceptible movement? Or if that's actually a like a specific decision. Minecraft copyrighted the movement of the stars in the sky. Ah, okay, that explains it. Thank you. Well, Minecraft has day-night cycle, so that just makes sense. But in a game with like a normal length day, that actually would realistically take like 24 hours or around that amount of time. Would it be worth it to try to make the stars move? Like, I'm totally open to the idea that Rain World takes place in a completely different universe where everything works like completely differently. Like there aren't even planets, you know. I mean, like the center of this planet, if you can even say that's the center, is the Void Sea, right? How far down does the Void Sea go? Is it just like just barely like the top of the crust? It's like Rain World that we know, and then like the rest of the planet is just like all Void Sea. Red Lizard? No. Of course, like, space is completely irrelevant to this game. It's like a cool background at the top of the wall, and that's literally it. Never ever mentioned again. Other than, I guess, like Moon, having the name Moon. So obviously they acknowledge it. Also, I'm not reading chat at all. I'm sorry. I'm focusing on the game. The moon is stationary so that you can look at the moon. Otherwise, it might not be there. It might not be visible if it moves around too much. Oh, I dislike this scenario. That's rude. Might have helped just cover himself with fluid. The iterators seriously considered the possibility of doing something to destroy the legs of their structures so that the entire thing would sink into the Void Sea. I don't know how they would get the rest of the way down once the structure collapses, because like Pebbles isn't even close after he collapses, or Moon. Maybe the ancients created large stockpiles of explosives. Like, I guess, like, singularity bombs do exist, right? But they're not that strong, actually. Like, it's funny how, like, strong the singularity bomb is compared to every other weapon in the game. But compared to actual explosives, they're, like, very weak. Like, they don't even have any effect on the environment at all. Even the refraction cell, when it blows up, isn't that powerful. The thing that kind of bothers me about refraction cells is that they're kind of mentioned as like a backup power source, right? They probably have some sort of much larger system that involves like void fluid and like direct pipes from the Void Sea. Well, I guess like from whatever like shipment of void fluid there is, you know. But that's like the main power source of the iterators, and then the refraction cells are just backup power sources, right? But then within like the River Lake campaign, it's kind of seems like the refraction cell is like the main power source of Moon. Considering the layout of the hearts, like the refraction cell is a very central part of the entire iterator structure design, right? Like the entire like sub-region kind of surrounding the heart, and all the like gravity generators around the place where you put the refraction cell, right? It really seems like that's like the main power source, right? And like just this one refraction cell really like helps out Moon a lot, right? But it's just a backup, right? Like it seems to be doing a lot for a backup power source. And surely for like the entire rest of the iterator, yeah, if we only get to see a slice, one refraction cell shouldn't really do much, right? Because realistically, you would have a lot of them. There'd be a lot of refraction cells within one iterator. But I guess the idea is that just anything helps for Moon's condition. Like they went from having literally only like 5 neurons to at least having like other parts of the structure power. Don't do it. It'd be nice if you could see like other, like more neurons in the structure. If maybe providing the refraction cell would let her create more neurons. So it's kind of like sad that you can literally just eat those 5 neurons, or I guess 7 neurons, right? And then she dies again. After all the effort you go through to bring the refraction cell back, it's still those 5 neurons or 7 neurons that she's relying on. We have another one of these runs. Got her nervous system working? Damn. Now she has anxiety. I went in backwards. Why? Why what? I mean, if you see the what Moon looks like as Spearmaster compared to what Moon looks like in the present or in the later timeline, the actual like chamber that Moon is in is like very far away from where it should be. Like it's probably like just completely free floating and not connected to anything else in the structure, except for like the floor that she fell onto, which is like a bunch of rubble. Please. Please. She got a little boost from that loser. I should probably be quiet. Wow, this is very fast. I almost got here before 10 minutes. Time to dead scavengers. Yep. Do a few more attempts. Would have been fitting if this played in Metropolis. This stream might have had the most, like, good attempts. Right, I've actually made it to Metropolis a few times. And to the wall, too. I think I should explain something before everyone leaves. If you don't know, there is this sort of a tournament. Oh. There's like a tournament going on. You can watch on the Rain World Speedrunning Twitch channel or Ice Twitch channel. Most of them will be hosting runs for the event. I am participating in the tournament, but I am not. We will all be anonymous, so you don't know who is who. And that's because the tournament is, well, there's a lot of rules about the tournament. If you're interested at all, you should go. Actually, I don't know where you should go to check. It might be somewhere in the Rainbow Discord if you're in that. It's a very interesting tournament format, but basically the winner of a round is determined by chat votes. So you play the game, stuff happens, and then the chat votes on whoever did better. And so we have to be anonymous, or else, you know, the more like popular, more well-known people might get voted for more. Probably tell him. It's actually quite difficult. try to like figure out who someone is, because there's like 30 different options for different players. And sometimes I get it like, we already played the first round of the tournament, and then like if you didn't lose twice in the first round, then you moved on to the second. And the first or 2 out of 3 of the rounds that I played, I got Gourmand, because the character that I get is random. But I got very lucky and I got to play Gourmand, my favorite character. No, I just like Gourmand a lot, and I kind of played awfully. This is very slow. And then I got to the third round. I got Rivulet. So if you watched any of my Rivulet streams, you could probably tell that it might be me. I did a bunch of stuff. Yeah, usually you can kind of create a checklist of the movement tech that people use. Like, do they do slide pounces? Do they fast bull climb? Do they do crawl turn vaults? Can they EI hop? Do they wall pounce? I don't think I got to do many wall pounces. But maybe if you're familiar with that kind of stuff, you could tell. It's situations like that, like, I totally could have gotten that mask very quickly. Just gotten out of there. But no, 3 vultures. Yeah, you probably wouldn't like the tournament anyway, because it's very chaotic. There's like commentators, and I think you've made it clear that there's like specific types of like content creators you kind of stay away from. And the tournament format is, well, the actual like gameplay is Twitch integration, so members of the chat can influence the game by spending channel points. So it ended up just being complete chaos. I personally feel like it's very luck based. Like if you just get unlucky with creature spawns and like random because one of the redeems is to spawn in a random creature, and this could be a squicada, an egg bug, or it can be a red lizard or a train lizard, you know. And where the creature spawns is random too, so if it randomly picks red lizard and it randomly picks the pipe that is right next to you, then you just die instantly. You know. And also, since the character that you get is random, you might just get a character that you're really good at or one that you're really bad at. Like, I kind of got lucky that I got Rivulet, but I really got unlucky when I got Gourmand twice, because I really suck at Gourmand. And honestly, that whole first round was just kind of miserable, because it was just a lot of dying to red lizards and stuff that Gourmand cannot deal with very easily. I'll take this anyway. This is kind of a slow start. Gourmand crafting strats, as if you have enough time to actually craft anything. And also there's a lot of redeems that mess with the player's inputs. Literally one of the redeems is to reverse your controls, which is not fun. But also there's things that change your stats, so it might make you move really slowly or move very quickly. There's one that makes you heavier, so you can't jump very high at all. There's one that literally turns off gravity, so you just float into the sky. So all of those things can happen that just like mess with your muscle memory of moving around, you know. Of course, these things are a little bit more balanced because both players get affected by them the same. But if you think that you're like if you're a speedrunner and you kind of rely on having good movement tech, then that just takes that away from you completely. The lottery. I need to keep this guy. I almost left him behind. Yeah, I think that was kind of the point though, to make it random. It's like a party game, right? The point is that everyone can play and potentially have a chance at winning. Which I think is fair for an event like that. Because otherwise, like, the handful of speedrunners and like score runners would definitely win. Which is definitely not the majority of the player base. Excuse me. Like, here's a fun idea for an event. It's a race where you try to speedrun Rivulet and beat the campaign as fast as possible. I wonder who's gonna win that race, you know? It doesn't matter what character you pick, there's probably some person who's like the best at that character, you know? And so having a tournament that's kind of just completely random means that more people can actually play and maybe have a chance at winning too. I enrolled Mario Party. This feels very slow. I feel like this is not even like a very good run at all. He was still holding a pearl. Well, there's your shield idea. Sometimes it does help. This is very, very slow. If I even want to continue. We'll just see if I can get it anywhere. I mean, even like a race doesn't exactly have a predetermined outcome, because Rain World, of course, is very random. So even if there's a race where I was involved in, where you had to like play a rivulet, for example, I definitely, like, I have the best rivulet run, but I might try to do that run and then die several times, where someone who plays more carefully might actually end up getting a lead eventually, you know. But also, I could just do the same thing and just play more carefully and take safety strats, and still have like just be faster overall because of the movement that I know. I think that's gonna be the end. Yeah. So because the reason I want to mention that tournament is because it takes place tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. So I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'll be doing that instead. And then usually the next stream is on Tuesday, right? So it might be a while before the next stream. So I think in that time I might want to do more Artificer runs off stream. And you know, with there's a small possibility of actually finishing a run in those attempts. So if I do, then the next stream that I do won't be Artificer. I know, crazy idea. We'll see though. So if you see a stream on Tuesday for Artificer story, you know that I failed. Or that I just didn't have enough time to do a bunch of attempts. But these are some pretty good attempts. Like I almost made it a few times. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.